Ambergris Cay, 917, back taxi to runway 7.
November 917, taxi and hold short, runway 07, winds 090 at 16 knots, QNH 3007, report souls and fuel on board.
All right, we got 2 souls on board and 5 hours of fuel, 90 gallons, and we will taxi to and hold short of runway 7 for 917.
Roger. Report ready to copy clearance.
Oh boy.
Here's the hold short.
Yep.
Ready to copy 917.
ATC clears November 917 to Tango Uniform Papa Juliet Airport as filed. Flight level 060. Maintain runway heading after departure. Squawk 1357.
November 917 is cleared to the British Virgin Islands Tango Uniform Papa Juliet as filed. Flight level 060. Runway heading on departure. Squawk 1357.
Correct.
All right, 1357. We're going up to flight level 060, also known as 6,000 feet. As filed, we've got a heck of a flight plan in here, TUPJ.
Ambergris 917 is short of runway 7, ready to taxi.
This guy coming in here? No, he's going into there. Departure is going to be on 126.0.
Okay.
And then we're going to put 1215 in our standby. I guess while we're waiting for him, we could do a quick run up here because we are very warm on oil, so I'll just do a quick run up. All right, there's 1700. Going left, drop of 40, going back, back up, going right, drop of 30, going back to full, back up. Confirm that we can idle without stalling. Yes, we can. And back to 1,000. All right, our checklists are all complete. We did all of our checklists before.
November 917. Taxi backtrack runway 07, pilot discretion, report ready for takeoff.
All right, pilot discretion, backtrack to runway 7, we'll report ready for takeoff, 917.
All right, landing lights coming on, we're going on a runway. And we're clear left, we're clear right, nobody's on the screen. We gotta get up our engine information on this screen, so we're gonna go aircraft systems, engine and fuel info, home, back toggle left. Still clear both ways. It is warm in here even with the AC on.
So much for doing a lap around the island. They have this thing like...
Yeah, they got it pretty locked down.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, we could have departed VFR, but they've got it pretty locked down. We're still in their airspace though, so even if we departed VFR, they probably would have given us...
I was looking up the flight rules and in...
They don't want people buzzing lower on the islands is what I
Yeah.
mean, like, which, you know, we don't want to be sitting on the beach and
Even-
having people buzzing our heads either.
Well, yeah, even...
That's wild. So the wind is
Yeah.
like down the runway here basically, and then over there it's a 90-degree angle.
It's insane. Well, I was looking up in Provo Aerospace, you still need to file, even if you are VFR or VFR flight
No,
plan.
you always need to file a flight plan here, correct? You can't just take off VFR like you can in the US. Like you're always on some sort of flight plan.
Look at that water.
It is pretty. It was an awesome few days here, a little bit too short, but I'm actually excited to get down to the British Virgin Islands. I think that we'll have a lot of fun down there too. Alright, so we're going to do heading, flight level change. Let's bug 070, which is our runway heading. And flight level change we're going to set to 130. Actually, we're going to set it to 140 because it's kind of hot here. It's 86 degrees out right now, 31 Celsius.
Am I turning off the AC?
For takeoff, yeah, we're going to turn it off just to get some extra power.
Oh my god, the water.
It is pretty here. I'm going to miss this place. We'll be back for sure. This is an easy flight too from Chicago, I feel like.
So easy.
We'll be back down here. I don't know how people fly without air conditioning in planes because we have AC cranked and I'm still sweating.
I know. We're not used to it too. It was like minus 15 when we left.
It was. It is. This thing's like a little incubator in here with no windows open or anything. Alright, we're going to use all of this runway because it is freaking hot out, and why not? Alright, nobody's on final. They're watching us in the golf cart.
I don't think you could see me wave.
Ambergris 917's on the departure, end of 7, ready for departure.
November 917, takeoff pilot discretion, maintain runway heading after departure.
Pilot's discretion and runway heading after departure, and departure's going to be on 126.0.
Yeah, I'll switch you over.
Copy.
What he said?
Bill switches over.
Ambergris traffic 917 is taking off runway 7, runway heading departure. Ambergris.
Alright, here we go. Alright, takeoff power set and achieved. Engine is green. Oil temperature looks good. There is 60 knots. There's 77, and rotate. Alright, we're positive rate above 90, clear of obstacles, flaps are coming up.
Gorgeous.
So pretty. Island looks smaller from the air. It was a lot bigger when we were down there, wasn't it?
It was huge.
Alright, engine looks green, everything looks good. We're well clear of all obstacles. I got that antenna in sight, so we're going to transition now to our 140 climb speed. Just because it's really hot out and I don't want to be cranking on our oil. So we'll get that nose down a little bit, shallow out our climb.
It's amazing how rough the Atlantic is versus the Caribbean
It
side.
is a lot rougher on this side for sure.
November 917, airborne time 54. Contact approach 126, decimal 0.
Caps is available.
Copy that, and over to approach. You have a good day, 917.
Thank you.
With the runway design.
Alright, we're going to go autopilot on.
November 604 Quebec Sierra, leaving 2000.
Alright, we can go AC back on.
We are number 1 or number 2? 230.
Distance to Emuso 2 miles, 604 Quebec Sierra.
Provo approach, November 917, departed Ambergris 1100 for flight level 060, runway heading.
Provo approach JetBlue 2455, 43 north, Pardo 235, descend to 100. Roger, expect RNAV 10, report Pardo, JetBlue 2455 is confirmed, still Pardo at flight level 100.
Bravo, runway 233, leaving for South Sophie.
See on final. New number 2 behind 1 Juliet Sierra 32 on a 2-mile final. Do you have that traffic in sight?
We have the traffic in sight and we're slowing down, passing Emuso this time, 604 Quebec Sierra.
November 604 Quebec Sierra, Roger. Are you able to follow the signal separation?
No, we just couldn't hear.
We can.
5 South Sophie, runway 233.
Provo approach, November 917, 2200, climbing flight level 060, 070, heading, requesting direct Berts.
Landing clearance for 604 Quebec Sierra.
November 604 Quebec Sierra, continue approach.
Continue 604 Quebec Sierra.
Provo approach, November 917, how do you hear?
Station calling, say again.
November 917, how do you hear?
November 917, Provo approach, good day.
Good day, we just departed Ambergris, 2.7 for flight level 060, we're on a 070 assigned heading, requesting direct berths.
November 917, continue on runway heading, contact Miami Center 1251, good day.
What was that frequency one more time?
1251.
1251, good day, 917.
Sunrise 230.
Did you say Miami approach?
Center?
She must have meant center.
Miami, good morning, November 917, 3.2 for flight level 060, 070 assigned.
Number 917, Miami Incinerator, contact 10 miles northeast of Ambergris Cay, climb maintain 50070, clear direct Julie.
All right, climb maintain 070, direct Julie, 917, position checks.
All right, nav mode, direct Julie. Beautiful, she gave us a little shortcut.
Nice. That was odd.
That was a little strange because we're not in their airspace. We're in Turks and Caicos'
why.
airspace, so that was kind of strange. I'm also absolutely shocked that we get Miami Center here.
Right?
At 3,000 feet, that's crazy. All right.
I wonder if they just hand departures off to Miami.
They must. All right, quick checklist. Oxygen we're not using today. Power still full forward. Engine looks green. Flaps are verified up. We're well above 120. Fuel pump staying and boost the full flight. Fuel flow looks good. Engine parameters look good. We're going to get our cruise checklist ready to roll. And we're climbing at 140. We are direct to Julie. 4,000 for flight level 070. We're going to go standard altimeters. And everything looks good. So we've got a heck of a route today. I'll put the flight plan up on the screen, but they really want you down here using proper IFR filing procedures, unlike in the US, well, at least in the Midwest, where they kind of just let you do whatever the heck you want, or they clear you direct to your destination. Down here, they really want you on IFR airways, and the reason I would assume is A, there's not a lot of radar coverage, so they want people on airways so that they can avoid having mid-air collisions, and B, there's a lot of gaps in radio coverage, so if you lose your radio coverage or your communication ability with approach or center, you can follow proper IFR loss comm procedures on an airway. So we filed a heck of a route. We departed Ambergris Cay Airport, which is a private airport down here in Turks and Caicos. We filed direct to Bert's, which is a waypoint that we got cleared past. And then we're joining the Bravo Romeo 2 Lima airway.
Somebody else called, go ahead.
And we were given direct to Julie, and then we're flying through the Puerto Plata VOR, joining the Mike 348 airway outbound from Puerto Plata.
And I've been smooth here, flight level 256.
We're then going through the Bravo Quebec November VOR, which I don't even know where the heck that is. It's somewhere on here, to join the Romeo Tango Echo 2 airway outbound from that VOR. Then we're going through the San Juan VOR and then direct to our airport in BVI. So it's a little bit of a doozy of a flight plan. This is kind of what it looks like, and I'll put the whole flight plan on the screen. But
we made it so we could skim the coast.
I filed this so that we were on airways and we were also skimming the coast most of the time. This is our longest leg right now over open water, which is about roughly 60 miles, 75 miles or so from one island to the other. And then we'll be kind of skimming the coast of Haiti. I filed so that we would stay away from Haiti, so we're over the water a little bit longer, but with some of those planes getting shot at, I didn't want to be flying over Haiti, so we're a little bit south of Haiti. We'll be going through the Dominican Republic, flying over Puerto Rico, and then over the U.S. Virgin Islands to the British Virgin Islands.
917, flight amendment to routing advice for the copy.
Oh boy, here we go.
Ready to copy, 917.
17, restriction November 917, go to CCAR, Sierra Echo Kilo Alpha Romeo, and then drag to Papa Tango Alpha, rest unchanged.
All right, direct to CCAR and then Papa Tango Alpha, the rest unchanged for 917.
So they're still giving us the VOR, the Papa Tango Alpha
we are
VOR.
cleared direct. All right, so we're going to go in route,
53,
insert waypoint, CEKAR, CEKAR.
I thought you said S.
But he said CEKAR. Let's put it back.
53, 17. Restriction November 917, go to Seacar, Sierra Echo
Sierra.
Kilo Alpha Romeo, and then drag to Caribbean 794, my Mr. Roger.
AR, Seacar, there we go. Enter. And we're direct to activate Seacar. Okay, I got Seacar, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the...
Okay, so we're gonna get rid of Burt's, so let's remove Burt's. Okay, and we're gonna get rid of Goblet. So let's remove Goblet.
Again? Sorry about Miami American 611.
And we're gonna get rid of Julie.
300.
Okay, so Seacar.
Good. Anything above 26
okay, perfect.
northwestbound, it's going to be
There must be something
constant
right
light
there.
to occasional moderate
It's
turbulence
someone else's
for about
airspace that they're keeping us out of for whatever reason. I think
we'll
this is the border of Haiti. I think it has to do with the stuff going on in Haiti because they can't authorize IFR flights right now in Haiti because of the FAA is my understanding.
Actually, we'll just stay here at 24.
Alright, we reached flight level 070, so let's get ourselves leaned out for cruise.
American 611, I'll
Hold
hold
this power
240
back.
final.
Thank you.
They checked in on 2452, you got blocks again.
So I feel like everything down here was super easy. We were talking about the trip and kind of like what we learned. That's super pretty off there, isn't it?
I think that's San Cay.
Let's take a look real quick.
17.
That's Salt Cay.
1380 at lead time, maintain Mach 0.79, standby for higher.
That's Salt Cay. That's Grand Turcos off there. Super, super pretty out here. So yeah, everything that we've done down here I feel like was very straightforward. We talked about this a little bit as we were coming in. It got a little bit hectic coming into Provo, just because there was a lot of traffic at once.
And you don't know what you're doing. It's the first time.
You know, I felt pretty comfortable with it. We've done some flying out west where there's non-radar environments. You're too low for radar and there's reporting points. I mean, it's really not any different than that. What was the most difficult, and the guy was doing a great job, was just the language barrier. I mean, he spoke English very well, but his very heavy accent was kind of hard to understand sometimes. And then having radio signal kind of like getting a little bit staticky with an accent made it a little bit tricky. But other than that, it was super easy and straightforward, I thought. The one thing we were saying that we wish we did differently on this trip is we should have flown from Florida to the British Virgin Islands first and had a longer travel day. Because now when we come home from the British Virgin Islands, we have a super long flight to get back up to Chicago. So we're going to have to figure out, depending on winds, if we're going to plug through and do that in one day, or if we're going to break that up and stop somewhere and spend the night. So we'll see what that looks like. But other than that, I think everything we did, we planned pretty well. It's been a super straightforward flight. You know, we've gone through all of our emergency procedures. We know what to do if the engine fails or if there's something that happens in flight over the ocean. We have all the required emergency equipment with us. And other than that, the plane's been doing phenomenal. Getting fuel has been easy. Customs was very straightforward. All the paperwork was very straightforward. Provo Air Center was awesome. Provo, they made it super easy to get through customs.
Easy.
And beautiful FBO, super comfortable. Everyone at Ambergris was amazing. They made it super easy for us to get out of there. They watched over the plane. We were the only plane on the ramp there other than their plane. So the lady was saying that it's maybe once every 3 months that somebody flies in on their own. So even there, it's kind of rare, but something that was definitely a lot of fun, and I'm glad we did it. It's 57 degrees up here, 14 Celsius, so it's finally cooling off a little bit, although the sun is just cranking in here. It's baking, so
Canada 944, descend maintain full
I think we'll have a pretty boring flight onto the BVI. I don't think we're going to make a 2-hour, 40-minute video, so we'll probably turn off the cameras and we'll pick it up as we have some scenery over the Dominican Republic, over San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then into the British Virgin Islands.
Yep.
November 917, confirm distance from Papa Tango Alpha VOR.
Distance from Papa Tango Alpha is 40 miles, 917.
November 917, confirm the radio.
You cleared us direct to Pixies, not to Papa Tango Alpha, so we're direct Pixies, 917.
Roger, fly direct to Pixies and confirm web radio Papa Tango Alpha VOR your flying.
We'll go standby.
What he's want?
Oh boy.
What?
San Domingo 917, we are currently 63 miles from Pixies on the 350 radio from Papa Tango Alpha.
Roger, confirm level.
Flight level 070.
Roger, TNH 3006.
06, 917.
Is that the Barrow?
Yeah. Okay, so this is a good one. So what he just asked us for is he wanted, so we were direct to the Papa Tango Alpha VOR, which is right here.
Yeah.
So if I zoom in
American 2392
on our map, this is the VOR.
Yeah.
Okay. See how there's a grid on the VOR? Those are the radials.
Expedite to flight level.
There's no radar here. So he's trying to triangulate where we are. So I told him that we're now 60 miles from Pixies. So he knows we're going this way, but he doesn't know where we are like relative to this way. So he asked us for which radial we're currently aligned with, which is like a very, you know,
When was the last time you did that?
Honestly, the last time I did that was IFR training.
Over Julie.
So I've never done it on this plane. So on this plane, you go into PFW, you change your nav source from GPS, which is purple, to localizer, and then you had to put in a waypoint, Papa Tango Alpha, and then that gives you the bearing to that waypoint. Like if we were to fly to it, that's the bearing we would take. But he wanted the radial, which is the opposite of that. So you add 100, or you subtract 180 from that. So now, I know we've been flying along now. Now we're on the 008 radial because you subtract 180 from that. But I've
917 traffic 12 o'clock, 18 miles northbound, passing 8,000 feet. It's Airbus 332.
Copy that. We got him on the screen. We're looking at 917.
Santa Domingo, Bonus CSR Transat 186 Heavy, flight level 290.
But in order to do that, I had to temporarily put us in heading mode because I had to change our nav source on here to the VOR. There's probably a better way to do that on this plane. That's just the way that I know how to do it. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. But that's one way that I know how to do it. So, like, you understand what he was doing, though? He was, like, triangulating to figure out our position because we're not in a radar environment.
We're going to have to swap to runway 1. We're going to stay on course till we get that loaded up, and I'll call you back, JetBlue 2549.
0, fly the Poke 1 with your arrival. And,
Alright, we are just a little bit to the southeast of Santo Domingo, direct to Pixies. We have about a little under 2 hours left. And it's getting kind of stormy out. That's a big buildup over there.
Yeah.
So... down in the
1614
Caribbean, there's no weather coverage on Sirius.
Through flight level 200.
So we have no radar coverage here, but since we have Starlink, I can pull up radar on the iPad, and so I can see, basically, if you look at our route, if we go down here, we're going to skim the coast there. We might just clip the edge of that. That big buildup we just saw is that right there.
After Poke down 16,000 on 3001, JetBlue 2829.
It's not even that big of a buildup. This one's a bigger one up ahead.
Yeah, but that one's going that way.
But they're all going this way. And then once we get past those, so past Punta Cana, which is right here on the point,
we're fine.
Then we're in the clear. There's a couple little scattered showers by
we're gonna be
San
skimming
Juan.
the coast more San Juan.
But then if we take a look at the satellite,
1.5.
it's very broken.
Yeah.
Like the worst of it is actually what we're about to enter right now.
Approach 119 and 3.
That's this.
Yeah.
This is what we're in right now, and then this is the worst of it.
Yeah, but we're going to be skimming.
We're going to be skimming down here south of that. So we really shouldn't be in this
1786,
super long.
16,000 feet, QNH 3001.
I'm not a huge fan of being flying in the clouds where there's just not radar here. Like, not this radar, I mean, like, we're not in radar coverage, you know? So they don't really know where planes are. They're just doing position reports, but I think we'll be okay. It looks like we'll only be in this for a little bit.
232, passing 2.3.
Probably going to get some good bumps here,
there's rain.
Yep, there's some good rain.
Roger, contact, approach 119.3.
The 232, contacting 119.3. Good day.
Hello, 232.
Have fun. Dominican 5800 request, level 360.
Roger, stand by for hire.
Stand by.
Ooh, that's a good bump.
There's the rain.
That's some good rain. Was this updated at 12:45 and it's 12:46 right now, so this is pretty fresh. It's only a minute old. Yeah, we're in this right now.
Yeah.
It is really raining out.
Yeah.
Just the plane's getting nice and clean. This is nothing more than really light clouds, honestly.
November 702 X-Ray Lima, contact Punta Cana 119er75.
119er75 to X-Ray Lima, thank you.
That's what happens in the tropics.
Yep.
Let's go back to the radar. We're literally just going right through that exact cell.
Just a couple more minutes, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The one behind it looks worse, but we're, like I said, we're just going to skim the south end of that, so we should be fine.
American 209er flight out at Miami.
Proceeding direct miles on American 2099.
JetBlue 557, contact south sector 124.6, adios.
1246, good day, JetBlue 557.
Delta 179er6, contact Punta Cana 119er75, adios.
1975, Delta 1796.
So there's the, see that point there?
Yeah,
that's this point right here.
Yeah.
So we're just literally right
Domingo, good afternoon, radar contact.
We're, see that little knob right there?
That's
the
runway,
yeah.
So we're getting the backside of it.
Good night,
Here's how it's moving.
3001 and
Moving the opposite direction of us.
The star, please.
So we should be out of it soon.
Follow the pocket 1 whiskey arrival, expect enough approach, runway 8.
Alright, we got traffic off your wing, but he's climbing, it looks like. Alright, we'll check back in when it's a little bit.
We have a 31.
November 9er17, Santo Domingo.
November 917, go ahead.
Contact 119er.0, Cibao approach.
119er.0, 917, good day.
Bye.
Cibao approach.
Cibao approach, November 917, flight level 070.
November 917, Cibao approach, Roger, radar contact. Continue flight plan route.
Continue our flight plan, 917.
200 to go. Alright, we were just given descent down to 4,000 into Beef Island Airport in the British Virgin Islands. Oh, that is beautiful.
So cool.
That's the US Virgin Islands, St. Thomas.
Approach
is off of our wing.
Caribbean 295.
Kind of in and out of the clouds there.
Caribbean 295, you're number 3. I'm going to clear you over Lonco.
Number 3, and expect clearance over Lonco, Caribbean.
It's actually really busy going in here right now. We're going to be clear number 4.
You can keep your speed up. You'll be next as far as you're concerned. Nobody's a factor for you.
We'll keep speed up, Caribbean 295.
An ATR just descended over us, and we kind of slowed it up a little bit for him because we were actually keeping up with him somehow. This is really pretty.
It's so cool.
So these are all
yeah, Sirius 17 Tango, get traffic, 2 going 3 o'clock, 3.5 miles southbound, ATR 76, out of 6,000 descent. You want to follow him visually, or you want to do the RNAV?
Was that for 917, just confirm?
How you from?
We can follow him visually for 917.
Okay, turn right heading 170, and let me know when you pick him up.
Right turn 170, 917.
And for number 917, to maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000, 917.
I'm not losing my mind. He said 17 Tango, didn't he?
He said Tango, yeah. That's why I was like, wait.
I knew based on what he was saying.
ATC training in progress. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
India.
Clarence B. Letson International Airport. Information India. Issued at 1900 UTC. Runway 07 in use. Expect visual approach. Runway 07. Weather at 1900 Zulu, wind 100 at 12, visibility 10 kilometers or more, 2,200 scattered, temperature 28, viewpoint 21, altimeter 29er, QNH.
Alright, we got the ATIS, it's information India.
We gotta look for him.
And he's in the clouds, he's a
1,500 feet 295, you can cross Lonco at about 3,000 here to RNAV Alpha approach.
This is beautiful.
Across the Lonco at 3,000 feet.
This is so cool.
This is probably the coolest flying I've done in my life so far. This is really cool.
November 917, left heading 160.
160, 917.
So that's the US Islands, that's St. Thomas over there. Joseph Van Dyke's right there off of our left wing, where the giant yacht is hanging out.
That's the party code.
All right, 200 to go. Let's go through our descent checklist real quick. Oxygen's not needed, altimeter set. Landing light we'll do with clearance. Fuel quantity's good. Brakes have pressure. Seatbelts are on, doors are locked. Fuel pump is still in boost. We'll do mixture, flaps, and autopilot left to go, and then landing light with our landing clearance. All right, we're leveling off at 3,000. We can put some of this power back in because we're out of the clouds. This is St. John over here in front of us. Yeah, this is definitely the most beautiful flying I've done in my life. This is really cool.
Absolutely.
November 917, heading of 120.
I'll turn 120, 917.
Do you see the water down there?
It's beautiful. It is gorgeous here. Wish we could get out of these clouds.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, flying over that was beautiful, but the mountains here.
This is a different type of flying.
The mountains and like the little bays they have here and the number of boats is
This
insane.
is insane, all the boats in the coves.
All right, Cirrus 917, the ATR looking for is 1 o'clock, 5 miles, about to turn over sea level on the RNAV at 3,200 feet.
We're still looking, 917, thanks.
Just skimming the bottom of the clouds.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get him with how the clouds are here is the problem. If you get him in sight, yell.
I will.
He's off in front of us.
Right over here.
Yeah.
It's the clouds.
Yeah, Care 210, 120.9, we'll see you. Care 210, 120.9.
120.9, have a good evening, K210, bye.
We do. It's just 917, traffic station just in front of you now, 12 o'clock, 4 miles northeast bound, ATR 76, 2,900 feet.
We're still looking, I've got one more cloud to clear and then we'll see him for 917.
Good job.
He should be right over there.
Yeah. 62 Alpha Lima leaving St. Thomas 1,700. Back to St. Croix, VFR 5,500.
That's for Alpha Lea's road contact on that.
Alright, this is going to be kind of a cowboy approach, I think, because we're going to have to drop like a rock from 3,000 feet here. The airport's like literally right over there. And I know it's a 4.5 degree glide slope. Hoping we can get out of these clouds. If not, we're going to have to do the RNAV.
I don't think we're going to get out of them.
Well, we're out over the ocean now, so...
San Juan approach, good afternoon, KR179, Bravo, VFR from Culebra to San Juan, Sierra.
KR179, Bravo approach, squawk 4666.
I don't see him yet.
4666,
If you can just send us a little bit, that'd be great.
Runway 511, set to maintain 5,000.
I just saw him.
Set
I got him.
maintain 5,000, runway
I got him inside.
511.
Approach 917, we got traffic to follow inside.
917, thank you. Follow the ATR and clear approach runway 7 to be found. Crossing way turbulence, tower 18-4, we'll see you.
Clear the visual 7, tower 18-4, we'll see you at 917.
4 Florida to San Juan.
Alright, here we go. Autopilot's away. We still got yacht amper on. That's okay. We can go down to... This is gorgeous.
This is so cool. There's so many yachts.
Is that Guana Island?
Afternoon, San Juan, Aztec
Pretty sure it is.
5089, Virgin Gorda to San Juan.
Aztec 509.
Headline runway 07, Corbin 295. Second, the wind for Korea 295.
090 degrees, 13 knots.
Tower, good afternoon. November 917 is on the visual for 7.
November 917, B File and Tower, good day, runway 07 use. Information, Juliet is being updated. Altimeter 29999, and confirm you have the number 1 traffic in sight.
2999, we have traffic in sight, 917.
November 917, Roger. Follow number 28076 and report your passing altitude.
We're passing through 1,700 and we will follow the ATR for 917.
November 917, Roger.
I still have him in sight. He kind of like keeps flickering in and out of sight, but you see him?
Yes.
All right, normal landing, airspeed 80 to 85. We're gonna do full flaps. The only difference here is that we're doing a 4.5 degree glide slope, so it's gonna be a steeper approach. If we have to go mist, it's visual, so we'll do a climbing straight ahead, and we'll see what ATC advises us to do. 4,200 foot runway, I believe. All right, I'm gonna slow it up a little bit because I don't want to. He's slowing down. I don't want to end up in his wake turbulence. So we're gonna go full rich.
Beef, good day, so 375, request start.
So 375, start approved, runway 07 in use. It is information, Juliet current, altimeter 29999.
Start approved, 2999, Juliet, so 375, thank you.
This is just freaking beautiful. Like, I feel like we're not even like really here. This is crazy. This is by far the most beautiful flying I've ever done. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful places I've been. Yeah. We've been to a lot of cool places.
Got him still in sight.
Yep, I still got him. He's turning final, it looks like.
Altitude.
Yeah, let's bug a lower altitude so the stuff's yelling at us. Alright, we are still flaps 50, but we're below our final notch of flap speed if we need them.
Carolines 2905, landed 56, vacate via taxiway Echo to the ramp.
Taxiway Echo to the ramp, Caribbean 295.
Alright, we're going to do
November 917,
last notch of flaps.
report your distance from the field.
917, we're about a mile and a half from the field.
November 917, expect late landing clearance, traffic vacating via taxiway Echo.
Alright, we'll slow it up and expect it 917.
500.
This is beautiful.
Carolines 2905, expedite.
Expedite 295.
Alright, we're going about as slow as we want to go here. I did see that there's an advisory for wind shear when the winds are out of the south and southeast here.
November 917, runway 07, clear to land, wind 100 degrees, 12 knots.
Runway 7, clear to land, 917.
Alright, landing checklist is complete. We're clear to land. That's runway 7. There's that wind shear. Oh, jeez, that is wind shear.
Tower, Alley 511 with you on the visual approach, 15 miles. Alley 511, B File and Tower, good day, runway 07 in use. It is information, Juliet current, altimeter 29999.
2999, we have Juliet, Alley 511.
November 917, landed 58, vacate via taxiway Delta to the ramp.
Delta to the ramp, 917.
All right, well, here we are. We're in Beef Island, British Virgin Islands.
Where do we go?
That's a great question.
Do we go that way? Because it's over there.
It's over where?
November 917, how long would you be staying?
I will be here for 5 days for 917.
Do we go that way?
November 917, you'll be parking to the far east, next to the Piper Warrior.
Copy, 917, thank you.
Highway 511, reported distance and passing altitude.
2,800 feet and 11 miles.
Be parking to the far east, next to the Piper.
Highway 511, Roger,
over
report south of Beam Road Town.
They're going to put us with the other piston single that's here.
Yep.
November 917, just say your point of departure.
We departed from Turks and Caicos for 917.
November 917, Roger.
All right, well,
November
here we are.
917, can you be specific which airport in Turks and Caicos?
A, affirmative. We departed from Ambergris. That's Mike, Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, 917.
November 917, Roger. Thanks much.
Base Tower Care 4542.
Care 45, Care 4542,
All right, here we are. Let's
Hi, good day. We are 9 miles to the west with India.
all right, everyone, thanks for coming along on that ride. That was a fun flight. We're here in the British Virgin Islands. We're spending 5 days here, and then we'll see where we're off to next. We really don't know yet, so we'll keep you guys updated, and thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit like if you haven't already, and we'll keep some great videos coming your way. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.